Dan the man with the master plan, trying to wake up as fast as he can. Uh, so, just wanted to make a quick vid this morning because I get a lot of questions, obviously, about health. So let's just sum it up and let's just go and take 10 minutes to share what the answer for everyone. Okay, first of all, we're going to start on the physical level. And on the physical level, we're going to want to continue to consume clean, raw foods to the best of our ability. That's going to be lots of fruits. That's going to be lots of vegetables and herbs. That's going to be small amounts of nuts and seeds. And then anything else you need to do to stay balanced in your day-to-day life while you continue to expand your consciousness, or as consciousness continues to expand in you around your diet and how you can feed yourself better. Raw living foods to energize cells, to get the fluids flowing, alkalizing and dispersing the inner protoplasmic energy so that the body can begin, the cells can begin to function, and the flow of the body fluids, cellular metabolism can continue to expand and move and work and grow inside yourself. Do we all understand that on the physical level, it's going to be the raw, living, fresh, organic, ripe foods that are going to energize us? Okay, so we got that. As that starts to happen, different emotions that have been stored within the cells are going to disperse, break up, and they're going to arise to be looked at. So this is going to take courage in this process. So no matter what disease you've got or what your health issue is, this is it, baby, right here. Okay, so we eat raw foods, and then the emotional energy that's stored in cells starts to arise. Now, are you going to have the courage to continue to get through your day even though you have these incredible fears or traumas, or low self-esteem type stuff, or doubt, self-doubt? Are you going to just let that stuff arise within your experience and continue to walk forward? Or are you going to go get a sandwich because you don't feel good? Okay, so there's that. I think you all got the general gist of that. You just got to keep boring through the emotional stuff. The mental stuff, you've got to look at the programming of your mind through the process of contemplation and or meditation. Everyone can contemplate throughout the whole day long, and as soon as when you begin to do it, it builds and builds and builds and builds, and you will contemplate, and you'll just be basically observing your life, and you'll be observing your mind and what's going on in your mind. So if you want to know what's going on in your mind, all you got to do is take a look at your life. Okay? So the energy's rising up. It's already in there. The divine light source is already within you. It's just that it gets covered over with concepts, belief systems, stagnant emotions, and then it all gets trapped into this contained unit, and it is your story. I mean, ultimately, I think that you can become so energized and illuminated that your story totally disappears and the ego is totally just blasted out of the water. But I think you have to be, it's a possibility that you have to be devoted to the truth, and you have to have a lot of courage in your life if you're going to face these things. Because I have heard in the past that all illnesses are a result of some type of unconscious guilt. You know, like you feel like you deserve it. Now, I don't know if that's the hardcore truth or not, but it's a possibility. And what we want to do here is be open to the possibilities. Again, this is for everyone. So if you want to get healthy on the physical level, start the practice of a 1 day a week water fasting, or if you're not quite there yet, 1 day a week of juice fasting, and if you're not quite there yet, 1 day a week of just total raw foods. Can you dig it? You're always going to want to let go of something that you're clinging to. this happens with all areas of life. With food, this happens with different types of habits that we have, maybe the type of music we listen to. We may get some kind of revelation that it might not be the best for us. And are we going to let that go, or are we going to cling to it? You know? So, you know, sometimes it's nice to have a totally clean slate when it comes to, and especially in reference to what we talk about on this channel, which is generally a focus of on the effects of, you know, foods, you know, because that's kind of my specialty. It's sort of my platform, so that's why I share mostly with the raw foods. But then obviously there's a lot more to it than that. But if you want to get well, you've got to keep energizing yourself. So what happens is, I mean, the divine life energy is already in there. What you're trying to do is eat lighter and lighter foods in order to experience that divine self more. You know, so if we're like somebody that's eating like a fruitarian diet is probably more, you know, more likely going to be more aware of what's going on in their body than someone who eats pizza, cheeseburger, and Kentucky Fried Chicken every day. This guy eats cheeseburgers, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and pizza, and root beer, and smokes cigarettes, and drinks alcohol. This isn't any judgment, just an example. And then this guy over here eats fruits and salads and exercises every day and meditates and prays. Okay, now who's going to be probably more aware of what's going on in their experiential experience? And who is going to have the more of a likelihood of being able to be aware of what's going on in their mind and then cancel out anything that's negative and replace it with something that's positive? Probably the guy over here, just in general, okay? It's not always going to be true because there's a lot of mean people that are fruitarians and raw vegans and stuff. I mean, so judgmental that it's like, you know, it's just, it almost blows me away. And what I'm trying to do is not to be judgmental in all this and be more of a helper type person, because I know I'm not any better than anyone, and I want you to also try to see that in yourself, that you're not any better for what you eat or what religion you have or anything, you know. And it's really been that's been a real blessing for me right now, because so much judgment within, like, especially with the raw foods and healing type communities. It's like everyone's wasting so much energy fighting each other about, should it be 6 almonds or 12? Should you soak your almonds or not? Honey, that's going to kill you. I mean, all these little crazy things, and it's like, I'd like to just put them all in a cage match and let them beat the crap out of each other, and then we'll all go sit by a river somewhere, and it doesn't matter, no matter what you eat, and we'll just sit and we'll talk about how good things can be and how much it's okay to be different. It's okay to eat different types of things, and it's okay to have different religious belief systems, and it's okay, and that we can all just agree to gently disagree and say, hey, you know, I see it differently right now at this time. You know what I'm saying? So I'd like to just bring peace, because it's the peace that's inside of you that's going to allow the highest levels of health to arise. Because even if you eat like 100% perfect according to like the highest levels of dietary nutrition, and you've still got conflict in your mind because like you think that your diet is so much better and everyone on the planet should eat the way you do, you're going to have a huge war in your mind, and you're going to be no better off than anybody else. So you can't just eat and leave out all these other things. I've had a couple comments that say, Dan, just stick to the food, just stick to the raw food. I don't want to hear about forgiveness. I don't want to hear about love anymore. If you are going to eat raw foods and you ain't going to do forgiveness, you might as well just go eat some cheeseburgers, because it ain't going to do diddly squat. Can you dig it? You're not going to eat your way into a state of perfect health without forgiveness, love, and recontextualizing the thoughts that you hold in your mind. It's my prayer that you all got something out of this video, and I just love this. So thank you very much for letting me share.